Okay, 4.3, we're going to model with quadratic functions. So our objective is to model data with quadratic functions. And the first problem, we have a parabola that contains the point 0, 0, negative 1, and 1, 5. And it says, what is the equation of this parabola in standard form? Well, remember, standard form is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And we really have three unknowns here. If we could figure out what a, b, and c are, we'd have the equation in standard form. So I'm going to use those 3 points to see what we can find out. So I'm going to take the ordered pair 0, 0, and I'm going to replace y with 0, and I'm going to replace x with 0. And what you're going to find when we clean that up is 0 equals c. So that one kind of cleaned up pretty darn nice, right? Now let's use the other ordered pair, negative 1, 1. In this case, y is 1, a is negative, x is negative 1. So I'm going in and replacing. And that cleans up to be 1 equals a minus b. Remember, negative 1 squared is a positive 1, so we're getting a minus b there. And lastly, we have the ordered pair 1, 5. So you can see I'm just taking each ordered pair and substituting x and y with the appropriate value. And this one cleans up to be 5 equals a plus b. So our whole goal at the beginning is we wanted to find our three unknowns. We were able to find out that c is 0 right from that first equation, so that helped a ton. Now I have these two equations, and what I can do is I can use process of elimination. And because
Add
you can
them
see,
together.
yeah, the b's are going to cancel out right away when I add the two together. So you get 6 equals 2a, and when you divide by 2, you're going to get a equals 3. So now I have another one of my three unknowns. And to get the last unknown, then I'm going to just take this value of a and plug it into one of these equations, this one or that one. Let's just plug it in to the first one. So I get 1 equals 3 minus b. I'm going to subtract 3. You're going to get negative 2 equals negative b, and you're going to end up with b equals 2. So there's our third unknown. So when we're all said and done, what is the equation of the parabola in standard form? It's going to be y equals my new a, which we found to be 3x squared, plus our new b, which is 2x, and then it would have been plus c, but c is 0 in this case, so you don't need to write it. So that's the equation of the line in standard form. And you can check your answer, right? So on a quiz or test, plug those three ordered pairs back in, and all three ordered pairs need to make that equation true. So that's
Looks
the
good.
first problem. Okay, so for problem number 2, it says you pitch a softball toward the catcher's mitt. The ball follows a parabolic path through the points shown. If the center of the catcher's mitt is 0, 2, will the ball hit at the center of the mitt? So what we're going to do here is we're going to write three equations using the quadratic formula in standard form. So y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And we're going to do that with all three ordered pairs. So we're going to use 28, we're going to use the ordered pair 38, and then we're also going to use the ordered pair 46. So in this case, this first ordered pair, my y is 8 and my x is 20. So I'm going to get 8 equals a times 20 squared plus b times 20 plus c. And as we clean that up, then you're going to get 8 equals 400a. I'm going to square 20 and get that, plus 20b plus c. And that's my first equation. My next equation, my y is 8 again, but in this instance my x is 30. So we're going to replace x with 30. And as I clean that up, I'm going to get 8 equals 900a plus 30b plus c. And then the last equation, y is 6 and x is 40. So we replace x and y. Clean that up and you're going to get 6 equals 1600a plus 40b plus c. And now we could solve this using elimination, etc. But what we're going to do here is we're going to just use reduced row echelon form on our calculator. So remember how you do that again. Just a quick refresher. I'm going to write matrices for this, and my first column is going to be my A coefficient. I'll have a B coefficient, a C coefficient, and then the last column will be my answers. So for equation 1, I will have 421 and then 8. For equation 2, I'm going to have 931 and then 8. And then the last one will be 1641 and 6. And we're going to put those into our calculator and call that matrix A. So you got to select matrix and go to edit mode and put in a 3x4 matrix because you have 3 rows and 4 columns. And then you go back to the matrix and you do the reduced row echelon form and you select A, and then it'll give you your answer. So I'm going to show you how to do that with the video. Okay, so here you are now. We're going to go into second matrix, and I'm going to go over to the edit button and I'm going to select A. And so once you've selected A, I've got to switch my dimensions to 3x4. And then now I'm going to just put in that matrix that we had. So the first column is going to be 400, and then enter 20, and then 1, and then 8. So we're just going ahead and putting those in. My second column then I'm going to put in, or excuse me, second row is 931 and 8. And then our last row we would have 1600 and then 41 and 6. Once I've input my matrix, I'm going to just second quit. I don't know if this step is really necessary, but that's what I always do. Now go back to matrix. Now you're going to toggle over to edit, and we want to select, excuse me, not math, sorry. Toggle the math, and you're going to go and select reduced row echelon form. Here I'm going now back and selecting my matrix A, and then put end parentheses here, and then hit enter. And there is your answer. So you get,
And there's your answer.
You get, in this case, A is going to equal -0.01, B equals 0.5, and X equals 2. So I can now rewrite my equation, and my equation is going to look like this then. Let's get a good color here. Y equals, again, A is -0.01 x squared plus 0.5x, that was my B, and my C is 2. And then it says, will the ball hit the center of the mitt? And yes, I know that because if I were to look at this graph, 0, 2 falls on that line, that graph of that line. And the reason why I know it is always it goes through the ordered pair 0, C. If you put 0 in here, you're going to get 0. If you put 0 in there, you get 0. So you're going to get the ordered pair 0, 2. So the answer is yes. 0, 2 is on the graph of that parabola. Okay, so for problem 3, it says the table shows a meteorologist's predicted temperatures for a full day in Baltimore, Maryland. What is a quadratic model for this data? And it says round numerical values to the nearest hundredth. So what we're going to do is we're going to use quadratic regression on our calculator. And we've done regression in the past. We've done it with linear equations. We selected lin-reg. Here we're going to do quadratic regression. I'm going to let x be my time and x's time, and we're going to consider a military clock here. We're going to use military time. Okay, and what that means for that then is at 8 a.m. it's, they say 0800 if you've heard of that. 11 a.m. is 11. 2 p.m. would be 12 noon plus 2, so that's where they get 1400 hours. 5 p.m. is 12 plus 5, which is 17. 8 p.m. is 12 plus 8, which is 20. And 11 p.m. is 12 plus 11, which is 23. So those are the x values I'm going to use. And then my y value will be predicted temp. So as you recall, when you're putting this in your calculator, you're going to go to Stat, and then you're going to do Edit. And your list 1, you're going to put in all of your X values. Your list 2, you're going to put your Y values. So I'm going to show you how to do that on your calculator. Okay, so here I'm going to Stat. I'm selecting Edit. In list 1, I'm going to put in all of those X values, so they were our times in military time. So we're going to put in 8, 11, 14, 17, 20, and 23. And then for list 2, I'm going to put in my corresponding Y values. So we'll put in the temperatures now at 52, 59, 63, 63, 58, and 56. At this point now I'm going to go back to Stat, I'm going to select Calc, and I'm going to go down to Quadratic Regression. We did 4 linear regression before, now we're selecting Quadratic Regression. You enter through this list, and then it gives you the equation for your line, your quadratic curve, excuse me. And so we're going to get the equation from here. Y equals negative 0.16 x squared, we'll round to the nearest hundredth, plus 5.14x, plus 21.60 because of my A, B, and C values. So that is the answer to part A. And then part B says use your model to predict the high temperature for the day. And at what time does this predicted high temperature occur? So what we're going to do is now we're going to graph the parabola, and we are going to find our maximum. So you would need to go and do second calc and select maximum. And I'm going to do that real quick on a video and show you how to do that too. Okay, so here you can see the graph, and I put in the equation y equals negative 0.16 x squared plus 5.14 x plus 21.60. When I go and I select the graph feature and I graph this parabola, I notice that I'm not seeing the full parabola, so I'm not finding my maximum point up there at the top. So I'm going to need to switch my window. And since we're talking about a day, I'm going to put in for my X-min, we're going to start at 0, so that'd be like midnight, all the way up to 2400 hours, which would be 12 midnight the following night, right? And then let's say Y has to do with our temperature for the day. So let's say our Y max, let's set that at 90 degrees. I think that's reasonable for our range. Now when I select my graph here, I can see the top of my graph right here. That's when the high temp hits. So if I go to second calc and I select maximum, the first thing it's going to ask me to do is go left bound. So I need to be the left of that top of the hill. So just kind of move it a little closer to the top. Now I'm right bound, so I need to get over the hill and kind of come in from the right, hit enter. At this point it says guess, hit enter. And then when I hit one more time, I find my max. My maximum is at the ordered pair 16.1 and 62.9. Okay. So the last part of the question says at what time does a predicted high temperature occur? Again, we get this ordered pair 16.1, 62.9. And so it happens at 1600 hours, which is really 4 p.m. Military time, and the high temperature is 62.9 degrees is the high. So this is lesson 4.3. It has to do with modeling quadratic equations, and our objective was to model data with quadratic functions.